everybody, Chaos Gaming here, and yes, we are back with some more My Hero Ultra Impact. And in today's video, yes, we finally have the Climax Battle SS Rank Shigaraki guide. I finally beaten the fight enough times to where number one, I understand it better, and number two, I can explain it to you guys with no worries whatsoever. And what I've decided to do for this video specifically is show you guys some gameplay in the background of me testing a character to see how I ultimately basically found my main team for this fight. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's blow this shit right the hell up. And ladies and gentlemen, let us get started with today's video. So the skills that are going to be required for this fight is Piercing Shot, Power Down, Vulnerable, and Cancel Status Ailments. Now, I feel like they should have added more skills into this than the 4 that I recommended here, because defense down is super important, speed down is super important, and then finally healing and last stand is super important as well. Especially, I feel like speed down. I don't know why speed down is not here, because you have to speed down this freaking Shigaraki to make sure you are stacking the damage down effects, as I will explain later on in these phases. So let's start off with phase 1. Make sure that the frontline characters you bring into the fight have 1, a power and or speed debuff. If you can add defense down on top of that, that's even better for you. And 2, the ability to cancel status ailments for your character and or all allies, as it is important to make sure you are not getting hit with the fear debuff, because that will ultimately just cook you for free. And I'm showing you the icons just in case you know you're looking at the website and you want to see what these are actually doing or what they actually look like in general. So yeah, with that first phase, if you're not doing these following requirements, you're gonna get hit with that stupid fear debuff. I promise you, man. That fear debuff is just absolutely insane. So you want to make sure, like as I've shown in the video, as you guys see currently, I have the Season 7 Shoto Todoroki, and I also have the newest Midoriya, because what they do in their kit is that they're canceling status ailment, and it's making it to where with that Shigaraki, when we get onto that next phase, he's not going to hit us with that fear debuff, so we're going to be A-okay. So for the second phase and third phase, what you want to do is that if you made it out the first phase without fear debuff, then congratulations, the worst of your nightmares can be put to rest. However, you now more than ever need to make sure you are debuffing the Shigaraki in both power and speed, as you will need to stack damage down effects on him to make sure he is doing even less damage later on. And also in general, it just makes it to where you are going to lower that freaking HP healing that he does, because guess what, guys, no matter what, when you get to that fourth phase, he's going to heal. That healing is happening. I'm sorry, it's the honest to God truth, but I'll explain more when we get into phase 4. So now this phase can have 2 things go for you. Either he heals up to 100 million HP or around 600,000 HP. I don't know if he heals less than that number, but that's consistently what I've seen, and that all depends on how much damage you're doing in phase 3, which will majority of the time has to be higher than 70,000. I've seen people on Discord talk about it. 70,000 is usually the limit that you want to hit, and make sure that that number is getting up there so that you're basically chilling. If you're hitting this number, you're fine, I promise you. If you're hitting less than this number, if one of your characters are doing that, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful, because then this Shigaraki is just gonna go crazy at that point. So if you're struggling with damage, like I stated earlier, a good thing to have on your team is a character that is debuffing in defense. That is super good to have to make sure that your characters are just getting the maximum amount of damage. So a little PS that I decided to add is that in each one of these phases, you want to make sure you're not taking long. Otherwise, he will hit you with his plus ultra that will really screw things up for you big time, because that HP decay gets even worse when he does activate that stupid plus ultra, man. I'm telling you, that plus ultra is something that you should just absolutely fear. And the characters that are usable for the fight, shout out to the homie Kerflop. He had a list right here. I always love when people do this, because they really are helping out the community and making sure that people do have the right team setup or character setups to make sure that they can just come into the fight and body for free. So we got the top DPS carry, which is going to be Midoriya. Of course, Steampunk Midoriya, man. Every time I try to pull for this man, it's like this man evades me to the ends of the earth. Because imagine if I personally didn't have the Midoriya. I will tell you guys this 100% for free. I don't think I could beat this Climax battle. I think this would be an Endeavor situation where I have no choice but to pass it up, buddy. I'm not doing that. We also have the Lady Naga that came out recently. If you guys don't know what this Lady Naga is doing, she also has the ability of vulnerability. My bad for forgetting, because I thought Midoriya was introducing that. It was the Lady Naga that introduced it first. Miriko, and then you got Dabi from Season 7, which this Dabi is basically just a plus ultra spammer. This man just makes sure no matter what, he's getting a plus ultra, and he's able to live a long time in the fight. Having 10 last stands in this type of fight comes super clutch. Then you got some very useful support. You got the Fumikage Tokoyami. Fox Midoriya, because after 5 turns, or 5 foxes, let's just say like that, this man is going to be able to pop off for the damage. Momo, who I personally think is a super good option for this fight because of the ability to, 1, boost people's power, number 2, make you last in the fight a little bit longer, and then number 3, just having the ability to heal. 4, we can add as well as the cooldown time, making sure that you're able to spam your action skills even faster. This Uraraka is absolutely crazy in terms of longevity because of the fact that she is able to freaking be this good in the game for so long. I'm not talking about just the Climax battle, it's just in general how long she has been good for. Oh my god, it is insane. We also have the celebration, freaking Mina Ashido, who shafted me, man. Froppy, you also have the All Might, Aizawa, who is a very good option for this fight. Bakugo, for some reason, that did not work for me whatsoever. I don't know why that Bakugo did not work for me, but hey, you know what? Maybe this time Bakugo don't mess with me. And then finally you got Genten. I'm guessing because Genten does damage taken restore for all allies, so another good like healing option that you can have. Some good options right here that you have is the Lady Nage, you have the Sir Nida, you got Rudestro, you got Hawks, you got Compress, and then my personal pick, which I really like using a lot, is the Shoto from Season 7, as I mentioned earlier. And then finally, we have the Phase 1 Enjoyers, which is going to be Froppy, which if you guys haven't checked out my previous video, I did shout out another YouTuber as well, which was Ken. I hope I'm saying that name right. Ken Plays Games. Please saying I'm saying it right. I don't like messing up people's actual names. Anime characters is whatever, but actual people's names, that's when we get to nitty gritty of things, especially if I'm giving them credit, man. We also have the Jito. We have Season 7 Uraraka, or Season 6, I could be wrong. 100 million Midoriya. Of course, Celebration Midoriya, another character that's just been good for far too long. And then we have the Summer Nejire Hado. Oh my god, I almost messed up her name. I think I called her Miriko for a second. But yeah, this Froppy, very good, because 1, heals. 2, she has the cancel of status ailments. 3, her cooldown is absolutely insane. She's able to get her action skills back like nobody's business. And yeah, just, you know, able to stay in the fight until Phase 2, and then you never want to see her again. I promise you, because once Phase 1 is done, you don't want them there, because it's going to make the fight even more miserable for you. And then after the characters, what else do we have here? Personal recommended support memory, which again, shout out to Ken Plays Games. They came in clutch with the support memory, because with this support memory, what you're able to do is that once you activate a second or later skill chain, it makes it to where you're lowering the opponent's power by 10%. So you're making sure they're doing even less damage, and also making it to where, hey, that damage down effect is going to come as well. So it's going to make it to where you're killing 2 birds with 1's tone. I also like the name too. You die when you die. And with that Shigaraki, I want him to die quickly. I think I didn't what? Interesting, because I could have sworn that I took a picture of this maxed out support memory and then the level 1 support. So I guess I just left that at level 1. Fine, that's whatever for me. And then this is the team that I use, as you guys are currently seeing in the video, that I beat for Climax Battle. That one thing I would say, if you definitely want to copy this team, I feel like what I'm starting to think about doing is changing the support memory for Aizawa, because he's getting his cooldown time fast. It's just the freaking Shoto and Midoriya. And I understand with Midoriya, he has to build up towards getting that cooldown time. So in the beginning, he's not going to have that whatsoever. But with the Shoto, it's just like, buddy, I need you at least to activate your action so I can spam some plus ultras. Like, come on, man. So I'm thinking about swapping that for something else, or trying to make it to where I could get a support memory where it's going to be like, oh, everybody gets cooldown time, so we could get it going a little bit more faster. And I think that's it for this guide. Yes, it is. So with that, that's where we're ending today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always greatly appreciated. Also subscribe. Again, if you feel like I said something that should have been said in the video, please let me know down below. And let me just wrap it up by just explaining every phase a little bit more easier. So phase 1, again, you want to make sure you have these 3 status ailments going for you. If you do, you're going to be chilling for free. Phase 2, you want to make sure that you are doing, well, phase 2 and 3, you want to be making sure that you are stacking the power and speed debuff and doing a lot of damage as well, trying to get them down as fast as you can. And then phase 4, you just want to make sure that for that final phase, you're making sure that he's just going to 0 as fast as he can before he activates his plus ultra. Each one of these phases, man, you gotta make sure that you are killing him fast. So with that, I'll see ya next time. Peace.